So you have your favorite pair of jeans, you like the little whole ripped look denim thing. One day you're putting on them pants and you rip right through the fray or whatever you want to call this. And it doesn't look so great anymore. And it starts to open, you got these gigantic holes and it's starting to fall apart, not in a great way. And it's your favorite pair of jeans, you wore them in, they fit you perfect. You know how hard it is to find a good pair of jeans, especially as a woman, that just fits you well? A good pair of jeans shouldn't go to the garbage if it's, you know, fine, if it's just that hole and it's just an aesthetic thing. But it can be more than aesthetic because that hole can start ripping apart and can just cause that whole knee section to blow out and not look so great, and then the hole gets bigger and expands, and it's not fashionable, it's not that functional. Yeah, you wanna fix that. Well, I found a solution for that. Now, I scoured the internet, couldn't find anything about this, surprisingly, because it's the internet. I thought I would find a product for this, and I actually did find a jean patch that you could put, and it had the look of the fray, but it was not flexible because it's a patch with the glue. So you actually couldn't fix it. There was no fix to fix, and maybe they would have skills. I saw one video online of somebody that was capable of doing it. It was like you had to find another pair of jeans, you had to basically create the fray and then sew that piece back in. I put this brain to work and thought of how I could make that work, and I did figure it out. So I'm here to share that with you because this is a popular jean style, and putting your foot through the hole and messing it up, or, you know, squatting too quickly and then ripping your jeans, it's a thing. Usually when you have blue jeans, the elastic is white, so that should not be a problem. And if you have any other color of jeans that doesn't work with white or black, you just have to find yourself an elastic thread of that color, and that's what I did. I found elastic threads of these colors, white and black. I will link these down below for you. It comes with this ridiculous needle, but it works well, and you can't use a regular needle. Maybe if you have a needle at home that's small enough that can accommodate this thread, but this surprisingly didn't mess up my jeans, and I was actually able to poke holes pretty easily with this gigantic blunt thread. And the best thing is that it's really hard for you to hurt yourself, so that's a good thing. You don't need a lot of sewing skills for this. You're gonna need to know how to tie a knot, which I think if you're capable of watching this video, you're capable of tying a knot. And then you have to be able to tie the knot at the end. I'll show you how to do that, but if it's not clear, I'm sure you can find a video tutorial online to show you how to hand sew something and finish a knot. There might be a little bit of trial and error based on your jeans and stuff and your skill set, but it's really not a difficult tutorial, so I'm really happy to share this with you so that you can fix your jeans. So I just did that tonight. I fixed one pair, I fixed another pair, fixed this pair. This is my favorite pair of jeans. It's just been sitting on my floor for weeks because I was too lazy to fix it, and then today was finally the day to fix it. And I'm just about to go out for some drinks so I can wear my new pair of pants. Well, it's not my new pair, it's my old pair. It's like 7 years old, but I love this pair. But it's like new again because I have all these elastic bits I'm so happy about. This just, it completes the look, and also it just feels solid. Like I'm doing this and it's not splaying open, you know, like it used to. So let's get started on this tutorial. I'm gonna show you what I did. We're gonna lay the jeans flat. Sometimes what you might end up having to do is cut some of this just to clean it up a little. I leave a little bit there, just preference. But maybe this long one I may cut and keep just some of this. This black thread is going to stand out a little bit in contrast with my pants, unfortunately. It's just not gonna be as clean of a look, but I think it's still gonna look great. We're gonna pull out a lot more thread than we think we need. Take a bunch. So we'll just cut this, cut that split end off. And what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna take this ends here, thread it through this, which is super, super easy just because it's so massive. Then we're going to double this up. So go all the way to the end, balance it all out. We're gonna make a knot here. There we go. And we're just gonna cut the excess. We have our thread and needle. Just try and keep it as straight as possible, not tangled. Start on this side. Around here, you're gonna go underneath and go as close as you can to the edge where there's like actual material. And surprisingly, even though this thread is massive, it goes into the jeans without any issues. I was actually very surprised about that because the size of this needle is pretty ridiculous. Like, look at this. This is a big needle. This is a comparison between this needle and a regular sewing needle that I have in my little emergency kit. You can see there's a significant difference in terms of literally everything of this needle. And I don't see it really messing up the jeans either. So now we go across like this on one side, lay the elastic flat across to kind of gauge where it goes. I mean, you could even put chalk points and then mark where to put it in, but you also don't have to go to that level. And then you'll go in from the top, little hole like that. And then you have one done. See, it's not even perfectly straight, but it's okay. And we're gonna just repeat this until we're done, until we're satisfied, add on as much or as little as we need. If you really wanted to make this really good and you wanted to take more of your time, you could just single thread it and go across and really add a lot so that it will look quite like its original, and maybe I'll attempt that on the next one. So now everything is nice and taut and I'm happy with this little pattern I did. We are going to close the loop, close the knot. So how you do this is actually quite simple. You put the needle right, you need some extra thread for this, but it is elastic, so if you don't have extra thread, it's fine. You're gonna actually put the needle there, put your fingernail right at the base where the thread and the needle intersect, perpendicular. I know it's black on black, hopefully you can see this. Then you're gonna take your thread, and we're gonna take this piece right here, not the one that's at the end in the loop, but on the actual piece here. What we're gonna do is actually use the thread as a knot. So we're gonna loop once, loop twice, pull it down, put my fingernail on top of the new threaded loops I've made, and then keep it nice and tight. My nail is gonna hold on to it, and I'm gonna pull it to make the knot. And there's your knot. We cut the excess. Ripped jean hole thing. I really don't know what to call this. This is what it is. You know what this is. You know. If you're on this video, you know. So here's actually a little before and after. This is the after, the one that I just did. I could have actually continued it a little bit on the top. Because it's elastic, it's acting like how it was before, keeping everything together and gives me that look as well. And this is the, I guess, before. This is the open hole one that doesn't look as nice, and it's starting to rip a bit more on this side. And then when you were walking, it has this really ugly openings on the side, which we don't like. And I am going to now work on this one, and maybe I'll do a single thread on this one. So this is kind of like the before and after. This is the one that I doubled up on the thread. So every time I'm going in there, there's actually 4 threads going into each hole. This is the one that I just did the regular one where it's double thread, which is the regular way of doing it. And that actually worked out pretty well. Maybe I will do this next time if I were to do this again, or if I cut the threads and decide to restart. It was a little bit difficult though for this one to get the knots. I had to double up the knots on each end of the threads when I was closing it because it was way too thin and it was actually coming out because of that thick needle was just creating a temporary hole where the thread could just pop out. So once all of the fibers settle, it might be better. So that looks really good. I'm very happy with this. So here's your best tutorial. You're welcome. Go fix those jeans. I hope that helped you. I wasn't planning on doing a tutorial at all. It was kind of just something that I thought about doing when I was gonna sew up the last hole, and I figured, wait a second, I was struggling so hard to find a solution for this. I think this is working now that I've done 3 of them. I'm gonna post it online. So originally I doubled up the thread, and I don't think that was necessary. I actually like the look of the single thread. It's a lot cleaner, it's a lot easier to work with, it's a lot less threads tangling, because now you only got 2 threads each time instead of 4. And when I mean 2, I mean like this goes through here, this goes through here, you have this. So there's 2 threads each time you're sewing. So I really hope that helped you. Please like this video so other people can find this. Leave a comment, let me know how it worked for you. Maybe you have some tips to offer. One tip I would say is try to get close to the edge of the hole, but don't be too stingy. Like, you need enough material that's tight, not loose material. You need enough tight material for the thread to hang on to. Because there was once or twice where the thread just popped right out because it wasn't actually really holding on to anything. Go in a little bit more, leave it a little loose if you need to. You don't have to have it that tight. The elastics are pretty loose when they're not stretched, and then they have the ability to stretch since they're elastic. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification. share this video with all of your fashionista friends, and I will see you on the next video. Happy fixing your jeans. Bye.